Well, good evening, everybody. It's my big pleasure to have this live talk with all of you, everybody in the WDSF community. And this evening, it's together with Veronika Myshko and Earle Williamson, the current and reigning world champions in 10 dance discipline. Hello, guys. How are you?
Hello, very
Hi.
good.
So nice to see you, and it's so fantastic that the technology can bring the three of us together in this live talk, even being in three different locations in the world. It's fantastic, no?
Yes, it's fantastic.
Yes.
Great, 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 great. It's my honor, as said, to speak with you. But of course, this live talk is also meant to give the audience in the community the opportunity to ask questions to you. So people, if you are listening, watching, do feel free to ask your questions to Veronika and Earle, and they for sure will be happy to answer them in this live talk. Great.
Yes.
Guys, you have been dancing now quite some years together. Can you tell a little bit on how you met and what you admire so much in the two of you as a couple?
Earle, maybe you start. I think you were the smart one who was texting me very
Great.
nicely.
Well, of course, when you're dancing on a high level, you get to know everyone. I think some of our best friends, or my best friends, were always inside of the dancing, and they always lived in complete different countries and everything. But I saw them more than I saw my normal friends because I saw them every weekend at competitions. And of course, me and Veronika, we knew each other because of this. We had competed against each other for many years, also before we started dancing together. And I was lucky enough, of course, to when Veronika split with her previous partner, Vova. I decided, okay, I'm going to take a chance. I'll ride her and see how things are going and what's happening. And she was, of course, rightly getting bombarded by anyone and everyone at that time.
I can imagine. Beautiful lady. So you did a good job.
An amazing catch as a dance partner and as a person. So so I was very lucky. I played it a little bit cool. I just wrote, "Hey, how are you?" And then you can take it from here, Nika.
And how did you respond to this, Veronika?
No, first of all, I was very upset, of course, after because my previous partnership was lasting for 21 years. And of course, for me, it was incredibly big drama happening. And Earle was one of the people who were texting just, "Hi, how are you? How are you feeling? Oh, I'm so sorry." So he was quite smart in the way he was texting. Then he was disappearing. Then he came back and texted me again. "Oh, is it going better? Are you having tryouts?" And then after a period of time, he was like, "What would you say? Let's maybe just do some tryout." And I was like, "Oh my God, I'm not going to go to America," because I thought that he's in America right now. And then I said, "No, I'm going to Vienna right now for the World Championship with the formation team." And he was like, "Whoa, I'm going to be there. Let's make a tryout in Vienna."
As if he knew it, that you would be traveling there. Yeah.
Yeah, so we spent, I think, the day of the competition, we spent 3 hours non-stop talking about just dancing, and it was not about the partnership, it was just about the dancing, about the goals. And I met him and I told him I want to become a world champion, and he was like, "Whoa, that's a good idea, let's do it together."
So he was very direct in his response back to you on your objectives, actually. Oh, great.
Yeah.
The funniest. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
The funniest thing is that immediately after the conversation where she's like, "Okay, I want to be world too, so let's do it together." Then she said, "Okay, you," and I said, "Well, I'm Capricorn together." I was
so it's interesting,
yeah. She said, "No, I'm also. We may as well just not start." I was like, something more than a star sign to together.
Yeah, I said to Earle, "Earle, you're a Capricorn, I'm Capricorn. It's never gonna work together. We're both stubborn, and we will not go away, not go out from our way." So
But
it
it's
works.
great. Capricorns also illustrate the fact that people are firm in decisions and really also are determined in life. So really grounded when it comes to making choices. And I think actually that's also what both of you combine, correct?
Yes. Oh, Earl came back.
Ah, perfect, Earl. We lost you for a
Good.
bit.
Yes. No, now there is no sound, I think.
No, no. Earl has no sound. So we continue the conversation until
With me.
Earl gets back, also with sound. We see you, but unfortunately we don't hear your voice. So coming from both from fantastic dance families, Veronika. Your mom is one of the main teachers in Ukraine, and I think she taught you wonderful techniques. Can you a little bit share a bit how you grew up and how your life as a kid was in this dancing family?
Well, my mom, she's really smart, strong woman, and I think all the kids are saying like this, but I really truly believe that she's one of the strongest and smartest women in this world. I grew up basically in a dancing hall, and until a certain age, actually, I believed that what people do in a life, they're dancing. So I believe that everyone is dancing. I didn't really know that people may not dance. So that was the beginning of my dancing career, let's say. And then, of course, I was looking at her working with the kids. I was looking at her teaching and at her judging. I started dancing myself. And I think it's such a great childhood that I had inside the dancing world. It was not as a must, it was just as a game. It was as a life, it was as a lifestyle. And until now, I learned so much from my mom in a way of teaching, in a discipline, how to make yourself do something, how to make yourself go through the obstacles, and how to achieve the big things, even when people around are telling you that you cannot make it. I really am grateful to my mom for actually giving me this base and this confidence to move forward. So I think I had a very fantastic childhood, and I am very lucky to be born in exactly this family.
Yeah, I can imagine, and also the basis. You were formed actually as a future champion to be, yeah, with this whole background. So great that you had this experience. Earl, are you back with us also with the sound?
I should be. Can you hear me
You
now?
are. Yes,
Yes.
loud and clear,
Perfect.
loud and clear. Great to have you
Fantastic.
back. And I was speaking with Veronika about her past and how she grew up in a dancing family and all the great stuff she got from her mom and the family actually. You are also from a dance sport family. I know, of course, your sisters are having a great career, and also, of course, well, everybody actually in your family. Can you tell a little bit about this?
I mean, yeah. My mother, she was actually a dancer. Not many people know that, but she was actually U.S. amateur champion and Rising Star professional champion when she was younger. And so I actually took my first steps helping her teach her adult classes in America. She had a studio there, and I was, I think, about 2 years old, and I was helping to teach the cha-cha-cha. So, of course, already basically from birth, I was falling in love with the dancing. My parents used to always say that already from the cradle, we were dancing to music because we were always at the competitions or we were in the studio or doing something. But when I was 7, my mom and my whole family, we moved to Australia. And from that point, she was not actually involved in the dancing as a teacher or as a coach or as anything. But of course, she still has an eye for the dancing. But we've always tried to be very supportive of each other, and it's really a fantastic thing, the fact that we're all in the same sport, because we're able to actually speak about everything, and there's such an understanding of each other because we're all going through the same thing. I think in many families where they have, let's say, elite athletes in different sports, of course they have some sort of understanding, but it's still limited on what you can speak about. We can speak about everything, and sometimes, conversations, dinners at my family sometimes get a little bit dance orientated.
can imagine. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I feel sorry for my my siblings, boyfriends and girlfriends that they have to endure that if they're not dancers.
I can imagine, and this is the good thing actually in you as a couple, because also outside of the dance, you are a couple. You spend your lives together. How do you keep each other
Yes.
so strongly committed to the sports?
Well, I think when two dance crazy people meet each other, it's quite an easy job to stay focused. But no matter what, it's never 50-50. We are never 50-50. And people speaking about the balance, that the relationship or dance partnership or life partnership has to be balanced. Balance is not the fixed point where I give 50, you give 50, and we achieve some goal. It's always changing. It's a process of balancing between you and your partner. And as everyone, we have some opinions and maybe disagreements, and we have low points. At the same time, when it happens, the partner is the person who is helping you to get out of there. So I think we so far finding a very good way of communicating, of helping each other, of getting out of the really, really deep moments, because I think the sports life for everyone, it's not just one way up, it's always ups and downs.
Yeah.
So after the strong falls, it's just important not to fall the same together down.
Yeah.
We're always trying to pull each other
Not at the
up.
same time.
Not at the same time, yeah.
Yes.
So I
No, but
think
you make
it's quite successful what we learned throughout the last 6 years. We learned a lot from each other, and I think we grew together with each other, and we continue growing together.
It's so interesting, growing together. That's the secret, I think, also in your partnership, which really sticks you together. Earle,
Yes.
what is it that you admire so much in Veronika? Because, of course, everybody wants to know this, why she is such a great lady for you in all aspects.
Her just unstoppable determination in what she wants to achieve in life. It doesn't matter whether it's inside the dancing, whether it's inside our relationship, whether it's inside our career. She has an absolutely insane determination, and I absolutely adore it about her, because drives me nuts sometimes, but absolutely I adore it. And I think all of our students, they will understand exactly what it is I mean by this, because she's super passionate about everything that she does. And this is, I think, one of her absolute best qualities. Yeah, she's an amazing, amazing person. I'm very, very lucky guy.
Determination, beautiful words, Veronika. And how would you answer that same question towards Earle?
Earle has so many sides of him that are so precious and so important, especially for me. First of all, his personality, he's outgoing. If you lock Earle for 2 minutes in a room with complete strangers, in 2 minutes he will went out having 20 friends, knowing everything about even their dog. And he will try to help them and maybe share some experience together with them. And so he always creates some kind of a network of people. He helps people to connect. He likes to connect with people, and this is so much that I think this is something that I don't have, because I'm very shy in a way, maybe not on a dance floor, but I have a hard time to connect with people at the first place. And Earle, he is fantastic in this. He's such a people's person, and his creativity, his thousands of ideas, he's always wish and willing to help people to understand something, to learn something. I think this is so important, especially when you're in something connected to people.
Yeah,
in the area that connects.
And actually, the combination of your determination and his creativity and connectivity to the outside world is well, maybe also the foundation for the success in your dance, because you need to work so hard together to perform technically at this high level in two disciplines, which is amazing.
Yeah, I think also the secret between us, why it functions so well. And actually, we start being aware of this right now. I give the structure, he gives the freedom. Because without his freedom, I don't think that I would ever achieve my dreams. Because I'm very structured, I'm very disciplined, but there is, you know, this last bit that will make you a champion, that will give you a result. And the same for Earle. He's so creative, and sometimes this creativity can just pass into opposite direction from the goal. And so me giving him some structure and helping him a little bit with this, more restrict himself with his creativity, is boosting also his abilities to achieve the goal. So I think this is one of things that us as a couple, why we work so well together, even being so different from each other.
Great.
I think
Beautiful.
we complement each other. We complement each other very well, and we're also very clear within our partnership, within our career, within our dancing, that we're very clear with what our roles are. And I don't touch her
Yes.
things, and she doesn't touch my things, and we're quite open actually also with our students as well in terms of coaching and teaching. Okay, Earle, he's going to deal with this. Perfect. I'll deal with this. Okay, Nika, she'll deal with this. I'll deal with this, and that's it. And I think this comes only when you have a deep trust to one another. And I think this is what we've been able to build. And I really think that that's also, let's say, if you talk about the secret to success, I think this has been one of the biggest aspects for us, is actually knowing each other, and and being able to use each other in this way, in the best possible way, and using each other's strengths.
Great,
Yeah.
beautiful. It's interesting, because you speak about how you collaborate together in working with your students. For sure, as top athletes, you have a team around you yourself as well. Can you tell a little bit about how you compose this team, and what it is that you admire so much in the people that are supporting you on your journey?
Oh, this, we can talk about this for next 5 hours, but I will try to be short. We have, throughout these years, we really built and understood, we built a team, and we understood really what we need and what we can take from each of the members of the team, what they can give us and what we can give them. And this is so important because we have our coaches, we have the manager, we have a sports specialist, we have dietitians, like so many teachers. And I think each of these people, when we come to them, we feel so secure and so safe. We trust each of these persons to the maximum. And I think because we have this maximum trust, this is what allows us to achieve success also in the dancing, in the life. Each of the teachers that we come, for the last, I think, many years, we didn't have even one lesson that we came and we were like, not really sure. We always put a full trust into each lesson, into each minute with the specialists that we are coming to. And I think it's so important not to doubt. And if you doubt, better change.
True.
Because if
True.
you don't trust, that's not the way to succeed.
I think from the very, very young age in our dancing career, we were very lucky that we had the opportunity to actually work with so many top trainers from around the world, specialists in standard, specialists in Latin, specialists in sports psychology and physical training. And I really think that this is something that even before we met, both of us had done it individually, and we continue now also as a couple, that it doesn't matter which situation, we always try to go to the absolute best person for this and try to get the best information to be able to help us in this area. And this kind of, let's say, continuation to always find, as close to perfection as possible.
Mhm.
I think this is something that really drives both of us, and for both of us, it's just kind of course, we would not even question if it's €300 to go and meet together with this specialist. Okay, no problem. Like, this is the best thing for our dancing. Perfect, let's do it. And I think this is something that, at least from what I hear, is not normal inside the dancing world. But for us, it's incredibly normal.
Yeah, but it's also special, because you link it to the beautiful concept of trust, which is
Yes.
also proven to be a driving force to get success in whatever domain that you strive for. I see several questions come in. I only see questions pop up. Maybe you can see the questions which are being asked, because I don't see them.
Yes.
I just okay.
At what age did you
There's
start
actually
dancing?
an interesting, this one from Rome. At what age did you start dancing? How did you manage to stay in 10 dance and not choose standard or Latin? I'll start with this.
Good question. Good question. Yeah.
I have the answer as well.
I think first off, I'll take from my side. For me, I always, when I was in juvenile, when I was in junior, when I was in youth, it changed, I think, every year, which style I was best at. And every trainer that I ever was taking lessons from, they had their own opinion on whether I was better in standard, I was better in Latin. In the end, actually, when I was the beginning of 20s, I got just at the end of under 21, I was really annoyed basically because I was constantly in like 48, I was in 24, I was never in the absolute best in the standard or the Latin. And I got really frustrated. So I was like, okay, you know what? I want to make sure that now I want to go all in on one style. And so I actually did only standard for a few years, and I really, really enjoyed that. But at the same time, I felt like there was always a piece of me that was missing. and I think
side.
This is the, yes, and this is the thing that luckily I was able to actually come out with again, together with Veronika. And I think as 10 dance, there's a different side of you that you're able to actually present. And I think all of us as people, we have different sides of us. And if you're only dancing one style, at least for me, I don't feel that I can actually showcase all of myself if I was only doing the one style. I mean, I love to perform. I love to be totally crazy in the Latin. In the standard, I love to be super suave, debonair, Frank Sinatra on the dance floor. It's me. It's not a character. This is just how I am, but it's two different facets of me. And this is, I think, what keeps you going with 10 dance is just having a love for both of it. Because I think if you don't love it and have a huge passion for it, you would never continue.
It's a very hard discipline, really. You need to practice so much and have different techniques and skill sets to really perform well in this 10 dance discipline. It's a beautiful achievement. Veronika, anything to add from your point of view?
For me, I think it was very similar to what Earle just said. I could never choose one style because I love each of 10 dances so much. I enjoy dancing them and I enjoy practicing them. And I could never also, before maybe 10 years ago, when I was looking at the more older dancers, and I was thinking to myself that, oh, it will be at some point, a point of time where I will have to choose. And just this thought made me worried. I didn't want to let go any of the sides of the dancing. So for me, that's why I understood that I'm really a 10 dancer. I really enjoy it. And now, especially for the last, I would say 4 years, I told Earle at some point that I think we cracked the code of 10 dance because I learned to enjoy the competition. And sometimes you hear that people say, oh my God, I feel so sorry for you. You have to do the 10 dance, 8 rounds. And someone, oh my God, it was such a disaster day. I barely survived. It's not true. You just need to know how to do it. You just need to learn how to enjoy the process of the preparation, and you need to understand
and enjoy
how
the
to
pain.
I can
it's
imagine.
not the pain. It's a pleasure and this adrenaline and how you need to change, and it's just a big massive package which we will not share yet until we finish dancing 10 dance. We will not share the secret with anyone, but after that I think we will at some point open the secret to our students how to really love 10 dance. Truly love.
It's great. It's great because I also saw another question come in. What is your goal in dance? What do you want to achieve more than being the world champion in 10 dance already today?
Oh, we've spoken about this a lot over the last 2-3 years. I think during Corona, this was when we really started actually speaking about it. And I think for both of us, it's very much being able to look back at our videos, at our dancing, and be super proud of what it is we actually were able to present on the floor. I think that more than anything. I mean, the titles, don't get me wrong, titles are amazing. I'm
Of
very,
course.
very happy about the titles. But more than that, when we're sitting there at 70 years old on the couch and looking back at our lives and seeing the videos, I want to be incredibly proud of what it was we actually were able to create and what we were actually able to do. And
Yeah.
hopefully, if we have that love and that passion, then maybe we might inspire some people around us to also want to do the same.
Great.
It's about the process of learning. For me, it's a lot about the process of learning, about the process of improvement, and also having the reaction and feedback from people that you really touched, they really remember you. And for example, last year it was no 2 years ago, we did World Show Dance where we became second. So it was not the world champion title, yeah, it was a silver medal. So let's say for some people it would be goal not achieved, but for us it was one of the best feelings we ever had after the competition, because the feedback we received from the people, feedback we received from our competitors, and the feedback we received from teachers, and it was really so emotional. It was so important, and we learned that there is something much more important than the title. Title is very important, especially for me in our couple. I think I was the crazy one who wanted the golden medal.
Determined. Yeah.
I was the one who was like, we have to do it one more year. And Earl's like, Nika, maybe it's done. It's not going to happen. No, we continue. But after that championship, the show dance, it just, you look back, you look at the feeling, you hear the feedback of the people, and you also you feel yourself if you deserve or if you don't. And I think this for us as a people, not as a people of sport, but people of art, this is the most important. When you look in the mirror at yourself and you say, I deserve it, I would, this is good, I was good. And I think this
For
is the
me,
most
for me,
important.
the feedback, especially at that competition. I mean, when we were presented as second, we had almost a 5-minute standing ovation. It was
Can you imagine?
incredible.
Yeah.
I've never experienced anything like that, and to hear that, this for me was it was incredible, absolutely amazing.
I think if you now relive that moment here, even on the call, you still feel this energy inside yourself burning, probably.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
I can imagine. Is this also
It's
something?
very emotional.
I can imagine, yeah. Is this also something that you discuss with your students? Because you just told that you teach a lot, eh? A lot of kids work with you and they want to become as good as you, both in standard and Latin, and maybe have shared ambitions, also want to become world champions as you are. How do you deal with them? How do you coach them, guide them, and train them also mentally, I think?
Oh, it's so difficult. It's very
I'll start,
difficult because
or you can.
yeah, you can say first, Earl.
I would say one of the biggest goals that we have as teachers is actually to help teach the kids, especially when you're working with kids, that it's not only about the result, but it's about the personal growth to be able to achieve the result. And one of the biggest things in this day and age, with everything at the tip of your fingers, within 30 seconds you can have access to whatever information you want, whatever, is actually teaching patience. Because in order to actually become an incredibly awesome dancer, you have to train day in, day out, not for 6 months, not for 1 year, but for many, many, many years. And this is what we try to instill in all of the students, is the fact, understanding where are the small successes. Did you master this step for the first time? Were you able to actually dance your full choreography? Could you actually do 1.5 minutes or 2 minutes without actually losing energy? How were you able to keep your level during these 5 dances today in the practice, or today at the competition? Or to actually move their focus away from, okay, yes, we need to get this result, and onto, yeah, but what am I doing? And learn to actually have the success within that. And I think as long as people have that as their goal, the results are inevitable. You cannot help but get the results as long as you keep that as your focus. If you only have a result in mind, many times you will stop dancing because the result doesn't happen fast enough.
You teach them to also celebrate the journey, all the steps that make the results in the end. Very nice, very important insight, I think, Earle. Thank you for sharing this. How is this for you, Veronika?
Yeah, that's what Earle said. The most important is the patience. And as for me, it's also a passion. You really have to be passionate about something. You really have to have patience to learn it and continue. And because result will not happen magically. You cannot think that you took the 5 lessons from the best teacher in the world and your natural turn is the best now. Everyone is taking lessons. Everyone is doing the same actions, but you really need to have passion to repeat it again and again. And you really need to have this desire inside you. You really need to love to master the steps and to improve. You need to be focused on the improvement. And I can see that there are so many people, even people who were better than us, and they had maybe better chances to have better results, but they stopped. Even with my previous partner, there were so many people ahead of us, but they just stopped because they wanted it too fast, or they didn't have enough passion about it. So what we try to teach our students, if you're impatient, you cannot achieve the result, because you need first to enjoy the process. You need to learn to enjoy the process, and then the result will come. Result is the result of the journey. The place is the result of your journey. It's not the goal should be a journey.
Great.
We have a very famous athlete in Denmark. His name was Earle Williamson, and he was a speedway race car driver, or motorcycle driver, or whatever it's called. And he had a very famous saying where he said, I competed in 24 world championships and I only won 8. So as facts show, you're going to lose much more than you win. So you better get used to losing. And I can say very clearly, in the year of 2023, we had our life's best result, and we had also some of our career's worst results in the same year. And
tell us about
if you only look at results, then we would have stopped many years ago. So
but it's very interesting, Earle, because you say the worst results and your top results in your career all in one year. For you,
for us,
yes.
It's not the placing, it's what we expected at that exact competition. And it was a lot of downfalls, and we really had to work. I think what I was speaking about, the passion to the dance, not the desire of a result, but passion to the dance, this is the only thing that allowed us to come back and keep on going. Because I think all of the athletes are going through these periods when they're so deep down and they're so disappointed, and they're so you just stop believing in yourself. And on top of that, when some people are telling you, no, better stop, it's not going to happen. And when you have that, if you don't have this belief inside you and love to dance and desire to improve and learn and actually prove to yourself, not to people around, but prove to yourself that I can do it. I'm as good as everyone else. Let's just keep on going. So I think this mentality of keep on going, that's what digged us out of the most difficult parts of our life. So I think this is also would be a very big advice from us to anyone who is trying right now, who is at the same point that from some top you drop down and you really try to crawl up. Just be patient and believe in yourself, because there is no one in this
Don't give
world
up.
who will do it. And yeah, there is no one in the world who will do it instead of you. You're the only one who can save yourself.
It's true, eh? It's true. It's so interesting because we come to the close of this conversation. We are already more than 30 minutes having a talk with each other, which I think is great because you give so many personal perspectives and insights about your personal life and the choices that you make and what sticks you together. But are there things that I did not ask you that you really want to share with the WDSF community before we close the call?
Earle, your turn.
Pass over the difficult ones. Very good.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I would say one of the biggest things is follow your passion, and don't allow anyone or anything to dictate what it is you want to do. I think if we had listened to the advice of people around us, our careers would not have been where it is now. In the end, we decided to continue, and here we are standing as world champion. And this wouldn't have happened if we had just listened to the people around us. We had people telling us to, yeah, you should stop, you should retire, you should do that. And in the end, we were like, no, we're not ready for that yet. We want to keep dancing. We are not ready to put our shoes on the cabinet or on the shoe rack or whatever to hang our shoes up. Yeah. We still have more that we want to put on the dancing floor, and I think this is what I will tell to everyone inside of the WDSF who has aspirations and goals within the dancing. Don't allow others to dictate. If you are not finished with the dancing, keep dancing. Don't allow other people to dictate it.
Great advice, and good spirit that you share with everybody. Veronika, how is this for you? Anything you would like to add?
Yes, I would say believe in yourself, and also find people that you really trust. If you come to a teacher, if you come to a psychologist, if you come to some specialist and you really want him to teach you, then you have to put a full trust in your teachers. We having so much trust in our teachers, and we really truly love our teachers. I think they're the most fantastic people in this world. And I hope they're watching the live stream and they know that I'm talking about them.
Right.
Because we love them so much. And I think this trust and this love, this is also something that really helps you to improve. So find people that you can trust and just follow them till the end of the world.
Well, it's fantastic to close the call like this with beautiful words towards your teachers, the people that guide you, but also the fans that support you throughout the world, wherever you dance beautiful competitions. I want to thank you so much for taking the time to talk with me and be available for the whole community. I saw people from Paris, from Estonia, from the Philippines, from Gibraltar, from everywhere in the world attending and saying hello to you. So thank you for the responses and the comments that you make. Fantastic. Really thank you so much, Veronika and Earle, for being with us. And I wish you all the best. And hopefully we see you very soon in one of the beautiful WDSF events somewhere around the world. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone, for being a part.
Thank you. Bye-bye.